everyone, welcome back. We're doing a deep dive today on some really practical self-care advice.
Ooh, self-care sounds good.
Right. It's from Shetty's YouTube video. It's called If You Struggle with Expressing How You Feel. Watch this.
Okay.
It's basically like a cheat sheet straight from Shetty himself on how to feel better and more in control of your life.
I like it. Practical advice.
Exactly. And he starts with something I think we can all relate to.
Okay.
Like, sometimes you just don't have the right words for how you feel, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Shetty says we're all walking around with these, like, limited emotional vocabularies, and it's holding us back.
Wow, interesting.
He even mentions this Harvard table that studied how people express emotions. It's like, imagine this table filled with all these complex feelings, but we're stuck with good, bad, and fine.
Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. That's all we got.
Exactly. So no wonder we feel misunderstood sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
So, okay, limited vocabulary equals feeling misunderstood.
Right.
But how does that tie back to self-care?
Well, think about it. When you can accurately express your emotions and feel understood, it builds your confidence and self-worth.
Okay, yeah.
It's like someone gets you, someone cares.
That's powerful.
It is.
So how do we escape this good, bad, fine trap?
Good question.
Shetty has this technique he calls spot, stop, swap.
Okay.
I think it could be a game changer.
I'm intrigued.
Tell me more.
So it's this brilliant framework for changing negative self-talk.
I'm listening.
First, you spot the patterns.
Okay.
We all have them. Like when you skip lunch and you're like, I'm starving. Or when you mess up and think, I'm not good enough.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Shetty actually uses those exact examples.
Haha, classic.
Right. Super relatable.
Yeah, definitely.
But then what? We've spotted the negativity monster now. What do we do?
Yeah, what's next?
That's where stop comes in.
Okay,
It's about limiting your exposure to things that trigger those negative thoughts.
got it.
Social media can be a big one, for example.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Think about how scrolling through those perfect feeds can make you feel bad about yourself.
Like everyone else has it all figured out.
It's like you're constantly comparing yourself to this unrealistic ideal.
Makes sense.
Okay, so we spot the negative self-talk, we stop the triggers, and then we swap right.
Right.
What are we swapping in, though?
We swap in positive actions.
Okay, like what?
Think podcasts, inspiring books. Maybe that class you've always wanted to take.
Oh,
Shetty even suggests finding a new hobby or skill.
I love that it's so personalized. You're not just swapping one thought for another, you're swapping an entire activity.
And that's key because it shifts your focus and energy.
Yeah. I see
You're actively creating more positive experience instead of just trying to think your way out of negativity.
It's like taking action.
What is
It
it?
makes total sense.
Yeah.
Now, Shetty also has this interesting twist on a popular self-improvement idea.
Okay, what's that?
We've all heard that we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with.
Oh, yeah, right?
But Shetty challenges that.
Really, how so?
He says it's not just about WHO you're with, but what you're doing together.
Okay.
He's a big fan of shared novel experiences.
Interesting.
So why are those so powerful?
Well, think about it. When you try something new with someone, you're both on equal footing. It levels the playing field, and that can really boost your confidence.
I could see that.
He actually tells this great story about playing volleyball in the snow with his colleagues in Chicago.
No way, volleyball in the snow.
Yeah, they were all terrible at it,
Yeah.
but the sheer novelty of the experience created this bond between them.
That's so cool.
Right.
It's not just about being around people. It's about making memories that strengthen your connections.
Exactly.
Shared experiences over shared social circles. I like that.
It's a simple shift in perspective, but it can make a big difference.
Now, this might sound random, but Shetty says learning one new word every day is a form of self-care.
A new word every day. Okay.
No, it sounds weird, but hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
It might seem small, but it makes sense when you think about it.
In what way?
Well, first, it gives you this sense of accomplishment every day.
Even if it's just one word.
Right. You're expanding your knowledge little by little.
Okay, yeah.
I can see how that builds confidence.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you're proving to yourself you can learn and grow.
I like that.
And second, think about how it affects your conversations.
How so?
Being able to express yourself more clearly can make you feel more understood and connected.
That's true.
Shetty actually shares his word of the day in the video.
He does. What is it?
It's Meraki. M-E-R-A-K-I.
Meraki. Okay. I love the sound of it already. What does it mean?
It means to do something with soul, creativity, and love.
Wow.
To leave a piece of yourself in your work.
That's beautiful.
It is.
And it's a powerful reminder that we can put passion and purpose into everything we do.
Yeah, I love that.
I can already see how that one word could change my perspective.
It really highlights how interconnected everything is.
Right.
Small changes can ripple out and create positive transformation in unexpected ways.
That's so true. It really is. It really is amazing how much power a single word can have.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Speaking of power, Shetty also talks about peace.
Peace.
Yeah, like inner peace.
Oh, okay.
He says, we all want this external peace, you know?
Like if the world would just chill out, then we could finally relax.
Exactly. But he makes this point that that's never going to happen.
Uh-huh. Yeah, probably not.
The world's always going to have chaos, so we need to find that peace within ourselves.
Okay, I'm all for inner peace, but how do we actually do that?
Well, Shetty keeps it practical.
Okay, good.
He says, just find one activity every day that brings you peace.
Just one.
Yeah, could be anything.
Like what?
Like enjoying your morning coffee without your phone, reading a good book, or just having a good conversation with someone.
I love that one small act of peace.
Right.
It feels achievable.
It is.
It's something I could actually commit to.
And it's about being intentional with that time.
Yeah.
Like not just scrolling through your phone while you drink your coffee,
Yeah.
but actually savoring the experience.
I can do that.
He also talks about this idea of mind-body alignment.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
That's key for finding inner peace.
So how do we get back into alignment? What are some practical steps?
Well, Shetty suggests this simple breathing technique.
Okay.
Inhale and exhale for the same count, like 4 counts in, 4 counts out.
Through your nose and out your mouth.
Yeah, he says to try that.
Interesting. It seems almost too simple.
I know, right?
But I can see how focusing on your breath would help quiet your mind.
It's a powerful way to calm your nervous system and bring your mind and body back into harmony.
And you can do it anywhere.
Exactly. Anytime, anywhere.
Okay, so we've covered emotional vocabulary, negative self-talk, shared experiences, daily learning, inner peace.
It's a lot.
I know, right? It's amazing how these small things can make such a difference.
It's the power of mindful living.
Right. It's not about these huge changes. It's about incorporating small intentional actions into your routine.
Exactly.
Shetty also talks about purpose, which can be a tricky topic.
It can be, yeah.
He gives 3 signs you might be struggling with it.
Okay, what are they?
First is feeling pressure to know what you want to do with your life, like everyone else has it figured out but you.
Yeah, I feel that.
Second is losing interest in things and feeling disconnected.
Okay.
And third is not knowing what your skills are or feeling like you don't have any.
Wow, those are all so relatable.
Right. It's easy to feel lost, especially these days with all the options and expectations.
For sure.
I think so many people struggle with that not having it figured out feeling.
Oh, absolutely.
But Shetty says hope is not lost.
Okay, good. Because I was starting to worry.
He believes purpose can be found and cultivated even if you're feeling lost right now.
So it's not like this thing you either have or you don't.
Exactly. It's a journey.
I like that.
It's about exploring different paths, trying new things, and paying attention to what brings you joy.
Makes sense.
Speaking of joy, Shetty also talks about aligning our thoughts, words, and actions.
Oh, that's interesting.
What does he mean by that?
He says when those 3 things are in sync, we experience harmony and authenticity.
Like we're being true to ourselves.
Exactly.
So if I'm thinking one thing, saying another, and doing something totally different, that's going to create conflict, right?
Right. And that conflict can lead to stress, anxiety, and a feeling of being disconnected.
Ugh, I don't like the sound of that.
But when your thoughts, words, and actions are aligned, there's peace and flow.
Okay, I like that much better.
It's like everything's working together in the same direction.
That makes sense, but how do we achieve that alignment? It seems kind of hard.
It could be a lifelong journey,
Mm-hmm.
but Shetty gives us some practical steps.
Okay, good.
First, we need to be aware of any discrepancies between our thoughts, words, and actions.
Like, are we saying yes when we want to say no?
Yeah. Or are we spending our time in ways that don't align with our values?
So it starts with self-awareness, noticing those inconsistencies.
Exactly.
And then what?
Once we've identified those areas of misalignment, we can start making choices to bring them into harmony. It might be setting boundaries, prioritizing activities that bring us joy, or just being more mindful of our words and actions.
So aligning our external choices with our internal values.
Exactly. Making sure what we're doing in the world reflects who we are on the inside.
I like that, and it sounds like a continuous process.
It is. It takes courage and commitment, but the rewards are worth it.
Like what?
When we live in alignment with our true selves, we experience peace, purpose, and well-being.
It's like we can finally be ourselves without all the masks and pretending.
And that authenticity lets us connect with others on a deeper level, build better relationships, and create a life that truly feels like our own.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Shetty also emphasizes breath work for achieving this alignment, right?
Yes, he's a big believer in the connection between our breath and our mental and emotional states.
We talked about earlier for calming the nervous system, but it sounds like it goes even deeper.
It does. He says when we're stressed, our breathing gets shallow and rapid, which just makes the stress worse.
So it's like a vicious cycle.
Exactly. But when we slow down and deepen our breath, we're telling our nervous system we're safe and in control.
Makes sense.
This calms the stress
Yeah.
and lets us think more clearly, make better choices, and ultimately act in ways that are more aligned with who we are.
It's like breathwork gives us that pause, that space to reconnect.
And that pause is so important these days.
Well, all the distractions.
Exactly. We're constantly bombarded. So having that tool to reset our nervous system can make a huge difference.
I can see that.
So we've talked about aligning our thoughts, words, and actions, and the power of breath work.
Right.
What are some other practical steps we can take to bring these things into harmony?
Yeah. What else can we do?
Well, I think it all starts with self-awareness,
Okay.
paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors without judgment.
Like taking an inventory of what's going on inside?
Exactly. What are our patterns, our triggers, our values?
And once we have that awareness, then what?
Then we can set intentions.
Okay.
What do we want our thoughts, words, and actions to reflect? What kind of person do we want to be?
It's like setting a compass for ourselves.
Exactly. This is the direction I want to go. These are the values I want to live by.
And then?
Then it's about taking action,
Mhm.
making choices that align with those intentions, even if they're small.
So awareness, intention, action.
Exactly. And it's an ongoing process, not a one-time fix.
It's about making those consistent efforts to live in alignment.
And as we do that, we'll naturally experience more peace, purpose, and fulfillment.
It's not about being perfect. It's about being more aligned with who we are.
And that's a journey worth taking.
It's so easy to get caught up in the go, go, go of life that we forget to actually enjoy it, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're always on the move.
But Shetty reminds us to slow down and appreciate the simple things.
Yeah, those little moments.
We're so focused on the next goal, the next achievement, we miss what's right in front of us.
It's like we're always fast-forwarding through life.
Exactly. And Shetty talks about shifting from doing to being.
Okay, interesting.
It's not about being lazy, it's about making time for rest so we can show up better in other areas.
Like recharging your batteries.
It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right. If you're running on fumes, you can't give your best.
He gives some great examples of simple things to enjoy.
Oh, like what?
Like eating a meal without distractions, taking a few deep breaths before you start your day, being grateful for what you have.
Those little moments of mindfulness can make a big difference.
I'm a big believer in journaling.
Oh, yeah. Journaling's great.
It helps me slow down and process my thoughts, figure out what's important.
It's like having a conversation with yourself on paper.
What are some other things you'd recommend for slowing down and being present?
Well, one thing I love is mindful walking.
Mindful walking.
Yeah, instead of rushing from point A to B, really pay attention to how your body feels, the sounds around you, the things you see.
I like that.
It's amazing how peaceful a simple walk can be when you do it intentionally.
It's like turning an everyday activity into a meditation.
Exactly. And you can do it anywhere, anytime.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Jay Shetty's wisdom on self-care, peace, and living a better life, what's one final takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing is that self-care is not selfish. It's essential.
It's like putting on your own oxygen mask first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When we can take care of ourselves, we can actually show up better for others.
Beautifully said. It's an act of service to ourselves and the people we love.
And remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
No, there will be bumps along the road.
But by using Shetty's advice, we can handle those challenges with more grace, resilience, and joy.
I loved it. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. It's been really insightful.
It's been a pleasure. And to everyone listening, remember to be kind to yourselves, savor the simple moments, and keep exploring that path to a more peaceful and fulfilling life.
Until next time, keep diving deep.